Hey, Akwaba. Welcome to African Travel and More. Happy Sunday. It looks a little different. I'm actually on the East Coast today. Uh, we had a little bit of technical, well, I wouldn't say technical difficulty, but we did experience a little difficulty coming on. And it's actually going to be a big part of our topic today, talking about when you repatriate to the motherland, some things that will take place. And so today, what had happened was with our guest this morning, they're experiencing severe rainstorm in the part of Ghana where he lives. And when that takes place, the electricity is shut off. So of course today, this would happen. But it's okay. We're still going to roll with it. I think that you're really going to enjoy this guest that we have because he's actually a businessman, investor, developer, someone who has lived in Ghana for more than a decade. So he really will bring a lot of knowledge to us today. So in a few, we'll bring him on. Let me see. Let me open up my comments. Hello, Akwaba. How are you doing? Welcome. Yes, we're just gonna give some time because we have to do it a little bit old school mixed with bootleg version this morning. We're gonna contact him through WhatsApp and put up his picture. But I'm telling you, come on in, stick around. Our guest, Craig Norman, has some valuable information. My husband's going to be joining in a few. We're going to call him in a few. But yes, this guest that we have, he has the information because, like I said, as you know, I'm doing very good. Thank you. I'm doing very well. Just happy. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Virginia. So this looks a little bit different. We're going to be out here this week taking care of some business. We're preparing for our journey back to the motherland. So we're here tying up some things. Hopefully, I'll be able to come out with another video that I'm working on that will give some insight, more information on African countries you can visit visa free and visa on arrival. And of course, I have a lot of thought about visa on arrival, but I will not go into it for this video because this video, we're going to focus on a lot of different aspects of what takes place when you repatriate, what takes place when you're developing your land purchases. So this will end up, I'm sure, this guest, once we get him on, will end up getting having him come back again and again. I want to check something out. Excuse me, right quick. I'll be right back. Okay. No, even muted, so it has to go in here. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Lighting. Okay, cool. Oh, it's still giving feedback. I did. Let me see.
Okay, but they probably want to turn the sound down.
Okay. pressed the wrong features down. Uh-oh. I accidentally took the power down. No. That should be better. Okay, so I took it down. Okay, so you're gonna dial.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I think it should be better. Okay, thanks for holding on. You know, when you're not rolling from your house, it's a little it's a bit of a challenge. Okay. So my husband's getting ready to call. Say good morning or good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So
Hi. What's going on?
Yes, Akwaba.
Do I know any other language? Konnichiwa, yes, sir. Akwaba.
Konnichiwa. Japanese.
Sheshe.
Oh, that's sheshe.
But that's thank you, isn't it? So sorry. Get my languages mixed up.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm calling Craig now. Did you pull up the other screens?
Yes.
Sean?
I'm gonna have him to pop on as soon as Craig pops on.
There he is.
So I told him it's bootleg. It's family. So let's see. Let's see if he answers. You know what? You're probably gonna want to add Craig. Okay. And you know how WhatsApp works. Are you there?
Yes.
Hey, good morning. You're gonna have to. Well, I tell you what, you're not gonna be if you don't move over. Good morning or good evening in Ghana. Can you hear us?
Yes.
So you're on, Craig. You're on. So say hello to everyone. Everyone sees that handsome picture that you sent to us.
It took a lot of Photoshop to get that one.
It's a good picture.
But hello, everyone. Welcome in the prevalent Ghanaian language, I would say, Akwaba.
Yes, Akwaba. Yes. So listen. So how long have you been in Ghana? Oh, you hear that WhatsApp beep beep? That's when it goes. Let's let him come back.
So WhatsApp is reconnecting. So this interview, we're going to do the best we can, and then of course we're going to
do another one,
as we say, a full throttle interview.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about the WhatsApp. It's in and out. But I didn't want to cancel for today.
Right, but I'll tell you a little bit about Craig while we're waiting for him to get back on. Let me see, is that the speaker?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. Well, yeah, you know, then that's one of the issues you have when we're doing cross-continent communication is some of the connectional issues that shows up with WhatsApp. You know, and then with people you don't want to hear from call you, it's real clear and strong.
Right. That's all the time, right? Okay, so I was asking before we got cut off, how long have you been in Ghana?
I first came to Ghana in 1998.
Okay, that's what I thought. Long time. And
yes, long time.
A long time. So, how did your journey get started, Craig? How did you decide?
It's interesting. My journey to Ghana came based on being a frustrated land developer in Southern California.
Our neck of the woods.
Yes, I had all these great ideas of doing land development projects.
Okay.
Only to be told that I didn't have what the banks were looking for.
Right.
Despite the fact that I had ownership interest in the land, had backing on the project, had degrees in architecture, degrees in land planning, MBA, and at that time 10 years worth of experience.
Wow.
The straw that broke the camel's back for me was when I brought in a project for funding, and they told me it was such a great project. Take your project, and they gave me the business card of a guy. Said, take it to that man and see if that man will hire you to do the project. He then can bring the project in, and we will fund it. Needless to say,
wow,
that just told me that there's nothing I'm going to be able to do to get the type of financing that is required to do a land development project without being very, very wealthy. And
wow.
So I looked at, I was in, when I went to graduate school and was doing my studies, I took a class in commerce, and it showed that it showed the exchange rate of dollars all over the world. And the instructors spoke on, everywhere, the yen to the dollar, all the currencies and how their value as related to the dollar. When they showed the African currencies, it was unbelievable what the exchange rate was. And when I looked at the exchange rate, I realized that I actually could amass enough money to do a project in sub-Saharan Africa without having to have major financing. With that being the case, I started looking at countries, and the most favorable country as far as exchange rate and as far as development potential was Ghana. That's how I got to Ghana.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that did it for you.
That's what did it.
So you were ahead of what we're seeing, not well ahead of it. Well ahead of it.
Well ahead of it. Yes.
Okay, go ahead if you.
Okay, so do you tell us a little bit about your project? You want to pull up his site now, or?
Let's see.
Yes.
You can talk. Just go ahead.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about your projects, because I'll tell a brief description. I met you when you were discussing one of your G.E.M tours and some of your development, and you explained what your G.E.M tour is, and that kind of ties into what the development you're doing. And we're going to see if we can pull up some pictures to show people that you're not a brother to be toyed with and played with, that you're very serious and you got something happening that we all need to know about. Go ahead.
Well, okay. If you want me to start with the G.E.M tour.
Yeah, whatever the flow you need to take you into your developments.
Okay. All right. The G.E.M tour is spelled G.E.M. It's an acronym for Ghana Emerging Markets Tour. When I was with the Peace Corps as a volunteer in Ghana, they selected me to be the head of all Peace Corps development projects in Ghana, which took me to all the villages of Ghana, which allowed me to realize that the money in Ghana is in the resources that are in Ghana. The people of Ghana are poor as poor can be.
Right.
Black Americans in business in the U.S. are not flourishing at all. One of the reasons we're not flourishing is because we don't have access to the resources.
Right.
Well, those villages in Ghana have the resources, and they're very willing to sell, very willing to export, very willing to do business with entrepreneurs in the U.S., especially Black Americans.
Right.
And one of the Ghanaian officials said, "You should definitely do business with us because we know that all of the other countries that do business with us," and now they're talking about other ethnicities, meaning, the Asians, the Arabs, all that are doing business. He said, "We know they're cheating us, but we'd rather if we're going to be cheated, we'd rather be cheated by our African American brothers."
Wow.
And I said, of course, the African Americans would never cheat you because we believe that your land is the closest thing we have to our land. So what I did was I prepared a tour that took African American entrepreneurs, male and female, or entrepreneurial thinkers, those who want to be in business, and brought them to Ghana, and then structured the tour that literally went to the villages. We didn't go to, although we went to a couple of the government sites, but the tour is based on going to the grassroots people that are doing what they what others need. I always like to talk about the cashews. We go to the cashew village, and we meet the cashew farmer in the village that has hundreds of thousands of bags of cashews at harvest time, and very few people buying them.
Wow.
Some from the UK do, and some from a couple other countries. But they end up having so many left. Now, Black American stores do not sell Ghanaian cashews. They could, if only they knew.
Right.
If only one knew the other. Well, we take people right to the villages, so you can talk directly to the purveyor, and they can talk directly to the buyer. And this was the purpose of the tour, and we cover many areas. Agricultural, with the cashew, 7 products come from the cashew itself. Gin, juice, syrup, as I say, the cashew itself, brake fluid, all come from the cashew. Everyone comes from the cashew. And then we dealt with the cocoa, and the cocoa, the pulp. I know if you guys, I know back in the day when I was a kid, we used to eat pomegranates.
Right.
This big purple looking thing. And if you cut it open, you pick out the little bean, the little seed in there, and that's what you would eat.
Right.
And then you had all that pulp in there. Well, the cocoa pod is very similar, although a lot larger, but it's very similar. That cocoa is a bean. And if you take the cocoa pod and break it open, you have to pull the bean out of the pulp there. Well, so when they harvest, they pull the beans out and then throw the pulp away, and they end up with mounds of pulp, cocoa pulp, sitting there. And they tend to burn it, and that becomes that. They tend to get rid of it by setting it afire. But they have found that 188 plastic products are made from that pulp that they throw away here.
Wow.
And this is from people who have attended the G.E.M tour, various scientists at cocoa research in Ghana, and people who have attended the tour who all are aware of this, and again, just didn't know that existed. Well, again, the purpose of the tour is to get people who need resource or who need these business products to the actual villagers who actually have the resources that need. Now, everything I've mentioned so far. Now, I haven't mentioned precious minerals yet, and that's gold and diamonds. But I'll say that shortly, and then I'll move on from there. But excuse me, all of everything I've said so far with the agricultural products need to be processed into the item that would be shipped. In the whole of Ghana has 30 million people. They have 3 processing companies, and none of them are run by Ghanaians.
Right.
And none of them are run by African Americans or sending anything to America on a grand scale. I think that we as African Americans are missing a humongous opportunity, because building a processing plant costs between $20,000 and $30,000 US, but the number of products that we would be able to produce and ship throughout the world, well, you'd make that in a week. So that, again, that's the whole purpose of the tour. Now, I did say I'd mention precious minerals. Ghana is, everyone I'm sure knows of Ghana being one of the Gold Coast countries in sub-Saharan Africa. And then that name obviously went from Gold Coast to Black Gold from the transatlantic slave trade. But Ghana has a tremendous amount of gold. It's unbelievable. There's a city in Ghana, a major city called Kumasi.
Right.
And that is where Ghana Gold Fields is located. And in Kumasi, they blast for gold twice a month. And that means they blast for gold, and they have to blast into the mountain. And they go in and try to mine the gold, but they have to wait for 2 weeks until the dust settles. So therefore, they can only blast into every 2 weeks. But it is said that, and oh, by the way, anything under 18 karat gold, they don't consider it of value. Just so you know.
Wow.
But yes, they don't consider that to have any value. Value for gold starts at 18 carats and above, and that's because Ghana gold comes out the ground 23 karat, and anything above 22 karat is considered pure. But anyway, with that, they said that if they blasted twice a day, remember they blast every 2 weeks. They said if they blasted twice a day, every day, 365 days out of a year, and they blasted twice a day and did the gold and processed the gold, it would take over 100 years before they depleted half of Ghana's gold supply.
Wow.
So, as I say, Ghana in gold is a real big thing. I don't like to deal with gold because most people that I know want to smuggle it And that is not something that our company is involved in, because most people will get in trouble over time by trying to smuggle gold outside of Ghana.
Right.
However, there is a way, a legal way to do that, and that is to go through Ghana Precious Minerals Corp. It's GPMC. Ghana Precious Minerals Corporation, and get a gold dealer's license and follow the rules. At the end of the day, it costs about $25,000 to do it, and you have to get your license. They give you an assayer, and they give you an office, and you have to reach certain minimums of sale each month for the year. And that is the way to do it. And that is the only way that my company will be involved with that. Doesn't mean that people don't come here and go to the, as they say, go to the bush and get gold, jump on the airplane and fly back to the States, no problem.
Right.
But one day, if you get caught, it's going to be a major problem.
True.
So I don't deal with that.
True.
However, we do deal with the diamonds, and the diamonds, those on the line who know diamonds know that you have industrial grade, that's I, and then S or SI or G or VG, and the highest grade being VV, meaning V for the color and VG for the quality. So they, Ghana diamonds are small. You're not going to get much over 5 carat, if anything. But Ghana diamonds they come out the ground, VV quality.
Wow, I was getting ready to say.
When cut and polished, you will have G.E.M quality stones. You generally will end up with a half to 2 carats when cut and polished, and they're very plentiful in Ghana. There are a couple funny stories about the diamond purchases. If there's time, and you guys are asking, I'll share a couple stories that will make you laugh. I promise.
You know what?
I promise.
Okay, listen. Before you share the story, tell me a little bit about what does it take if you want to buy into the diamond business. What does that cost?
Would we run the precious minerals business?
Yes.
Yes. What it takes to get into that, and from the tour, we always get people who are very interested. But what it takes now is upfront. It's buying shares. You'll be buying shares, and the last time we took people in, the minimum share was, I think, $5,000 US.
Okay.
And that got you one share, obviously. 10,000 got you 2 shares. It was like that, and we have people who have bought shares into the diamond business. And as I say, then dividends are paid out, and it's a very lucrative thing for those who are interested in that. We are always, to make it even better, we are always looking for what they call end users, meaning people who want to get in this business. So because they know someone, someplace, some company that will sell the diamonds once they are received by the shareholder. Then it becomes a little different process, because we end up, nobody makes money till the end users purchase.
True.
And being over here, we have no problem securing diamonds. Our problem is in users in the U.S.
Right.
Because that's who I primarily deal with. But in Canada, they are looking for diamonds as well.
Oh,
but,
yes.
Yes, they are.
So tell us the funny story.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick, and it's a twofold question. One is, like, we've been to some of the other countries that does precious minerals, like in Southern Africa and places like that. And one of the challenges they have, and I'm going to ask about you, is the big companies, the De Beers and all that. They have a lock, and they kind of push a lot of smaller people out. And it seems like there seems to be some opening in Ghana, but is there some sort of restrictions or a lock that some of the major companies have that they paid off, the government paid off people, that restricts smaller entrepreneurs?
Yeah, that's a very good point, Jeff, and very true. What happened? What had happened was back in the, I guess it would have been 2009, round about that time, Ghana was declared a war diamond country.
Okay.
Not because Ghana was involved in war diamonds, and this is when you mentioned De Beers, that's how all of that got started. But what happened was the true warring countries that were identified as that produced war diamonds, diamonds to finance their war, those could not be exported. So what people were doing, since Ghana was not at that time a war diamond country, they would send all their diamonds to Ghana and let Ghana export them. And that was how they were trying to get around that. And then when you said they were trying to push the small people out, Ghana's diamonds have always been too small for the big people to really consider them a serious player. So Ghana's diamond business, though for us, is huge, but in the overall scheme of things, it is small potatoes. So once Ghana was able to shed that war diamond restriction, then things started coming back. And that's when they actually opened up the diamond industry to foreigners.
Okay.
Such as you and I, and those who can put together the necessary funds and necessary end users, so that business can flow back and forth. And what Ghana's Precious Minerals Corp does is, when you make your minimum purchase each month, they ship it. They charge you 3% of the assay value, and then they ship them and guarantee their arrival to wherever you want to ship them to in the U.S. If I wanted to send them to Alondra and Jeff at such and such in Pomona or wherever, they'll come to your house. The diamonds will be delivered to your house. That is what they guarantee here, so that they can try to get or make sure they get people in, so they can get back to doing the level of business they were doing before they had the war diamond shut down.
Okay. So basically, and this is going to be a question based on complete ignorance, but it appears to me, and you correct me, the supply chain is, say, a small investor go there, they have $5,000, they buy shares, and then from those shares they can get, they have a potential client or usage in the United States. So they get the diamonds, and then they have to find someone first in Ghana to cut, polish, or is the cutting and polishing done in the U.S., and then they have to get it set and then get it ready for retail. I'm just kind of ballparking
the last
it.
part of what you said is 100% correct. The first part is a little bit off in this, that
Okay.
when you become a shareholder in Precious Minerals, when our company's Precious Minerals Endeavor, you're just getting dividends. You're not getting diamonds.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, if you are a person that has an end user in mind, if you say, well, okay, I have struck a deal with K Jewelers or somebody, and I can handle, 100,000 worth of diamonds each month, then that's a different part of the company. That's a different part of it.
That's a good
if
part.
you are that type of person, and I just picked the K Jewelers, you could just be any, have any connection, and then we will send you the diamonds, and you will, through your connection, get them cut and polished and so forth. Now, if you want them cut and polished here, and we send you the jewelry grade diamond, that's a different story, but that still can be done here. Problem that I have with it is that Ghana doesn't cut and polish their diamonds in Ghana. They send them out to be cut and polished in another country, and then they come back. And it's when they come back and are cut and polished that they then send them to, or we send them to the end user, who is that person that requested that.
Oh, okay.
You do not have to buy shares in the company if you are that person. The person is just trying to receive diamonds to distribute to their to their connections, or have a store, have your own jewelry store, and you are setting them and putting them stones and rings or necklaces or whatever. You if that's a different phase, that's a different section of the business. That person.
Okay. So that's interesting. So I'm just gonna now. It's going to be two questions. One is, just to clarify, the payment for the precious minerals is separate from getting diamonds yourself if you're trying to be an entrepreneur or merchant of diamonds. Is that correct?
Yes, you do not have to buy shares into our company to do that. If you want to just come to Ghana and you want to become what we are, okay, we're not exclusive. We're not the only company that Ghana says you can do the diamond business. What I told you is what we do in our strategy. You can come with your own strategy. And in the G.E.M tour, we take you not only to the Diamond Village, but we take you to Ghana Precious Minerals, where you can set up your business deal if that's how you choose to do it.
Oh, sounds good. So what I want to do is ask now the specifics on your G.E.M tour. If somebody wanted to go, what is a process from now to the time you do the tour in terms of deposits, payments, promises, guarantees, that sort of thing? And then we'll move on to your developments.
Okay, cool. The G.E.M tour is August 15th, 2021, August 15th. It is going to be 10 to 12 days. We are just setting the itinerary now. Matter of fact, Friday, we just were able to identify the itinerary that we're going. This year, we're actually going up north, and I'm sure you guys will get a kick out of this. We're actually going up north to Bolga.
Oh, to Bolga.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
This year, we will be going up. We never go up north. This year, we're going up north, and I'm going to try to get into. We're not going to get into Bolga baskets, but we are going to try to get into the textiles and leather products.
Oh, yes. That's good. That's very good.
Yes.
Because we
that is tremendous opportunity for those who have the ability or choose to deal with leather products.
Yes.
It is unbelievable.
Yes.
And then I'm sure you, Jeff,
right,
and Alonzo will try to sneak off and go over to the Bolga basket.
Without a doubt, brother.
Of course. I don't know that we'll be sneaking, Craig. We'll just say we have to go to the village because that's our village that we've that's our family now. So we've done a lot of business in Bolga. So Bolga Tanga.
That is great.
Yes. So
in those entrepreneurs on the phone, if you happen to go on the G.E.M tour, when we get to Bolga Tanga and you see Jeff and Alondra go somewhere, just follow them.
Yes.
Just follow them.
Yes, because we'll be creating.
Those are the things that we're looking at.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
we're going to, that is coming out in January.
Awesome.
The G.E.M tour itinerary and cost and all of this will be put out in January.
All right.
The way it works, the logistics of it is we come up with a price for the entire tour, and that covers your food, 3 meals a day, your lodging, everywhere we go, your transport to and from there, obviously your pickup from the airport, and then your return to the airport. So once you are with the tour, once you hit the ground at Kotika Airport, then you'd only need your spending money from that point forward.
That's good.
You do not need the other money for anything else. Also, we have agreements with the various medical clinics en route, and usually we have a nurse that travels with us in case someone gets sick.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
That's great. Yes. You know that is.
That's what it is. We get you, once you get there, we bring you there and we get you back to the States.
All right. That's good. That's very good. Because you know what? A lot of our listeners, that is a question that they have, like, well, how is the medical when you go? And we haven't had too much of a problem. As a matter of fact, when I'm in Ghana, I visit, it's a clinic that I visit in Accra Mall because of like mosquito bites, though, because I have an allergic reaction with the mosquitoes. But yes, that's excellent. But listen, I want to hear the funny
mosquitoes, though, because the listeners need to know that Ghana's mosquitoes are malaria carriers.
Okay. Yes.
There is we use methylquin, but before you leave the States, you will be told of a couple competitors that methylquin is one of the medicines that you can take to prevent malaria, but you will have to do that. You will have to identify through your doctor in the States, and they will tell you. I mean, once you tell them that you're trying to get a visa for Ghana and you need to get the medical,
right?
They'll tell you what I'm telling you now.
Oh, yeah.
I just chose, or so I say, we just chose methylquine,
Right.
and that's what we use. But there are other, they're called prophylaxis.
Right.
There are others that are out there.
You know what?
Can use.
You know what, Craig?
Yes.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because you live in Ghana and you
Yes.
take something, and a lot of times people will say, "Oh, I want to just be natural or not take." I have bad reaction, like I always say, in the States to mosquitoes biting me. So I know when I go to Ghana, actually, to tell you the truth, the mosquitoes are worse in East Africa than in Ghana. And not that I'm a mosquito expert, but it's just the reaction that I have to it. I mean, they really tear you up. So you have to take the medicine. I use the DEET to kind of keep them away. That's the goal, is to keep them from biting you in the first place. But anyways, I want to hear your funny story. I don't want to talk so much.
Funny story.
Yes.
Here we go. It's about my first venture into the diamond business. My first foray into the diamond business. I knew absolutely nothing. Zero.
Okay.
I knew where the diamond villages were, but I knew nothing about diamonds at all. People were telling me that, Craig, if you're going to go buy diamonds, then look out for stones that are brown. They said don't buy those. Stay away from that if they're brown. They said that some stones will look like a piece of gravel that you pick up off the ground. Some of them will look that way, but they actually are diamonds, so don't give up on them because it looks like that. They then said that there are also stones that people get, or so I say, abstract from the land by going underwater, holding their breath, and digging and pulling up these stones and and they have those. They said those are very clear. You can see without a loop. A loop is the instrument you use
the
to
little eyepiece, yeah.
Right, to look at diamonds to see if you see any carbon or any feathers or anything like that. I said you can actually see that without the loop. So I said, well, okay, I'm ready to go. So I got in my vehicle. I had my driver take me to the name of the village was Aquatia.
Oh.
And you know that we have all heard that in Ghana that the diamonds when it rains you can pick the diamonds off the street.
Wow.
It rains and you can just pick them up. That's
Wow.
well, the village that happens in is called Aquatia.
Aquatia.
So I went there. And sure enough, that's the true story. You know, they didn't lie. One of the shocking things was how the diamonds are actually sold, meaning that the boys, it's primarily boys, rarely is it girls, but the boys that are selling the diamonds are the guys that actually have dug them themselves. So whenever they see a car drive by with a foreigner in it, they try to flag it down.
Wow.
So you'll come to them and buy theirs. So I went, guys flagged me down, we pulled over, and I jump out the car and so I want some diamonds, and before I knew it, maybe 10 guys descended on me, all with diamonds. And I'm looking at them saying, wow, what? Now remember, I know nothing.
Right.
But I got to act like I know everything. I got to act like, yeah, I know what, that isn't good, that's good. They have no idea.
Right.
Literally. but I didn't want to look like an amateur. So one man said, Craig, come with me. Said, would you like to get some fancy diamonds? F-A-N-C-Y, fancy diamonds. I had never heard that term before. And so I said, oh yeah, you got fancy diamonds? Then let's go there. We go over there, and the man pulls out 3 diamonds. Now, everybody else may have 20 in their hands. This guy pulls out 3 and said, here they are. I looked at them. The 3 were brown. Now remember, I didn't know much, but I knew to stay away from brown diamonds.
Right.
And I said, okay, they're trying to trick me. So I pulled out my trusty magnifying glass. Now remember, I didn't even have a loupe. I had a magnifying glass. Like you go buy at Staples or anywhere. And I act like I was really doing some serious investigation. And then just said, that's okay, I won't do it. I won't buy these because they're brown. Look like somebody took a beer bottle and broke it on the ground in these shreds. That's what it looked like.
Right.
And I said, no, I won't do it. Well, wait, I said, how much? And the guy said, $200 for all 3. And and by the way, they were half carats. Said $200 for all 3. And I, of course, as though any of you who've traveled to sub-Saharan Africa know, whatever price they give you, you cut it in half.
Right.
So I said, no, I'll give you 100.
Right.
And the guy said, that's okay. Stood up, put them in his pocket, and walked away. That is so uncharacteristic of Ghana. Usually you're going back and forth. Back and forth. Yes. So he got up, put them in his pocket, and walked away. Said, that's okay. So I left. So, okay, I come back to the U.S., and I got all these diamonds that I bought. I have them with me in the U.S., and I literally at the mall and said, look, I have these diamonds from Ghana, and I'd like to know if you guys buy rough stones. They weren't even cut and polished.
Right.
And they said, let me see them. And he looked at it, and they looked at it and said, whoa, that you have a lot. And then they said, well, look, we don't buy them like that. They said, but you should go to the Diamond District in Los Angeles, and they buy them there. So I said, well, okay, thank you. And I picked up my diamonds. And I probably had about 30. I mean, it was quite a few.
Okay.
And I walked out of the store. On my way out of the store, I saw to my left their display case, and it said, fancy diamonds.
Oh.
And I said, what? So I went over and started looking at it. And I said, you have fancy diamonds? And the man said, yes. He said, here they are. And I said, oh, I had a chance I can get some of those. He said, are you sure? I said, yes. He said, what size? I said, well, they're about half carat. And the man said, but are you sure that you have fancy diamonds? I said, well, yeah, are you sure you buy fancy diamonds? He said, yes, we will buy fancies in the rough, which is what I had brought him, rough.
Right.
He said, we'll buy that in the rough. And so I said, well, okay, what does a fancy diamond look like? Just so I'm sure that what I have is what you're looking for.
Right.
And he said, oh, it's real easy. He said, they're brown. They look like you broke a beer bottle and put the shreds of glass in your hand.
Oh.
And so, yes, okay, so now I'm starting to go, oh my God. Then he says, I said, well, what do you pay for a half carat fancy? He said, if you had a half carat fancy, the
Oh
per
my
one.
gosh.
That's what I said.
Oh, it's not funny. That's a horror story.
Oh.
Wow.
So I had to tuck my tail between my legs and walk out.
Right.
But yes, I had them. I was looking at them. And I should have known when the man didn't try to dick her back and forth. When he got up and put them in his pocket and walked away, I should have known that I could wait. I can spend $200.
Oh,
and should have tried it, but I didn't.
Wow.
But that was a story, a true story that happened to me.
Oh boy, that's a good one. That's a good one. So next time you know to get the fancy diamonds, right?
Well, yeah. Well, then I got into the business. Then I said,
right.
wait a minute,
Absolutely.
real money here. Let me get into this business.
Right, right. You know what?
I began to know what I was doing. I put my magnifying glass away and bought real
and got real. And got real, huh?
Yeah.
Look, I want to shift gears a little bit and ask you about your current projects that you're doing.
Land development.
Land development, yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. I'm glad that we're able to touch on that. That is very important. The project is called Stadium View Estates. In 2005, I told you I do land development. I design subdivisions. Many of you live in subdivisions. Well, I design those. That is what I do. That's what I've been doing since 1988, designing subdivisions. I am an architect. I do design structures, homes, and things of that ilk. But what my company made its money on was our ability to design subdivisions. Usually we get somebody that has been left 20 acres of land or so from somebody who was doing farming in their family, and they passed on, and now the family wants to know what they can do with the land beyond farming. It was our company then that they would contact, and we can identify what's called highest best use,
right?
And identify the development potential, be it residential or commercial. Usually it's residential, but either way, we identify that. We produce a subdivision design, which turns into a subdivision map. And if you choose to buy land, if you choose to sell the sell the lots individually, we will split them and put the final map on it. Or if you choose to just take your 20 acres with the development potential shown, then you can market it for more as well. That's what we did. That is the type of project that when we started this conversation, I told you the bank would not lend me money to do the development. I can draw the plans. I said, yeah, you draw the plans, but we'll give it to a, quote, real developer, which basically meant somebody a little lighter than me. And we'll go from there. Now, what I did when I came to Ghana in I guess this would have been 2005, when I visited Ghana in 2005, there's a place here called Pram.
Right.
That is where I currently live, and that is where my office is. Pram is bigger than a village. It's a town, but it's not like what you would picture as a town. It's an African town. Okay, and Pram is right on the ocean, literally right on the ocean. And those of us that want to live on the ocean, you and ever wanted a dream about living on the ocean and retiring and watching the waves come in and the sunrise and the sunset, watching all of that great stuff. Pram Pram is one of the places you should look at first. Well, Pram Pram also happens to be the city or the town in Ghana with the largest number of African American expats.
Wow.
Because, yes, right as we speak, it's the largest number. Because many people that retire and whatnot come and want to live on the beach, and the beachfront property here is very affordable from an American perspective.
Right.
Another thing is that many of the people here don't, now I'm talking about the natives, many of the local Ghanaians do not want to live on the beach at all. They want to be as far away as possible.
Because they know.
Land even cheaper.
Yes.
The reason they want to be as far away as possible is that there is no sea defense that has been built, meaning no breakwater, no jetty, nothing. So high tide and waves come in, depending on the set of circumstances and the weather, it comes and destroys a lot of their homes, which were not built the way we built.
Right.
So they don't want, that this beachfront life is not a life that they share as a positive experience.
Right.
So anyway, many African Americans come here and buy on the beach. Many.
Oh yeah.
Many.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We visited.
So, with my project is 1.7 miles from the beach. So that's one of the things that I market. Pram Pram is the place that Ghana's soccer team, obviously they use the term football, but for the sake of this conversation, I'll say soccer.
Right.
The name of Ghana's soccer team is the Black Stars, and they are good.
Yes.
They play soccer like Black Americans play basketball.
Wow.
They are good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Actually, they eliminated the U.S. in 2 of the last 3 World Cups, and they go crazy over that. Well, they're building the new stadium in Pram Pram.
Oh, okay.
My project, my land, is in view of this. I mean, you could walk there, and that's why we call it Stadium View Estates.
I see.
Now, they're also building a new airport here in
I
Ghana.
heard that. Yes.
Well, that's also in Pram. Well, that's in the Pram Pram region.
Right.
So, and that's about 11 miles from the project. So this is a very good piece of land. What I decided to do was to create a master plan concept, which at the time in the U.S. was new. It's not new anymore in the U.S., but here it's never been heard of to today. We're the only company ever dealing with a master plan community. By master plan community, I mean this. Obviously, it's a gated community, but within your community, within your subdivision, we have 400,000 square feet of commercial space. We have 2 schools, elementary school, and we have a vocational school. We have a clinic there. As I said, in our commercial, we have the stores, grocery store type thing, although they don't have the grocery store like what you're used to, but grocery stores, We have recreational facilities. We have 2 swimming pools, and we have tennis courts. We have play areas, picnic areas, and play areas for the kids, etc. throughout the subdivision. So when you come into our subdivision, or you buy into our subdivision, then you have the closest thing to the living environment that you have in the U.S. or that you would like to have in the U.S. Now, the reason why I say this and why I'm speaking of the closest thing to what you have or what you're used to in the U.S. is because when people move back to Ghana, or well, I'll use Ghana since that's what we're talking about. When people leave, pack up all their stuff and say, I'm going to Africa. I'm moving back to Africa. I've had enough. I can't deal with Donald Trump. I can't deal with the institutionalized racism of America, and it's only going to get worse. I'm coming to Africa. Well, when they come, they usually stay 3 to 5 years and go back. The reason why they stay 3 to 5 years and go back is because life in sub-Saharan West Africa is very different than the life you are accustomed to.
True.
Very different than what you are accustomed to.
That is true.
States.
Yes.
It's fun for a while.
Exactly.
It's cute for a while. But it gets old very quick. You start to miss things. You're not even going to believe what I'm going to say. You're going to say that isn't true. Well, come here and you'll find out. You're going to start to miss things like Burger King. You're going to start to miss things like bowling alleys, movie theaters. You're going to start to miss those types of things badly because this is not what they do here.
Exactly.
It's not what they do.
Exactly.
You're going to miss so much. And in your living environment where you live, here it's very common, extremely common. Matter of fact, every day, and if you come on the tour, you'll see it as well as everyone else. You have livestock constantly in your environment, meaning you got goats and chickens and and cows and everything in your environment. Every day, like all day, every day. Every day, all day. There's no way. There's no day that you can move anywhere in this country and not deal with that. So what I decided to do was to create an environment that would resemble what you have left in the U.S. You can always go out and experience the whole African experience the second you leave the security gate. The entire African experience is there. But when you come home, which is when people want to relax and unwind, maybe not run into problems that electricity is off, that you have to use candles today.
Case in point, yes, like today. Like today, we had to improvise.
Water shortages, so you go to take a shower and you get drip, drip, drip. That's your entire shower. So you have to start to let the water drip into a bucket until it's filled up enough where you can go stand in your shower and take a cup and throw the water on
your body,
soap on it, and use that same cup to rinse yourself off. It's cute for a while.
For a minute.
It gets old very quick. And you start to say to yourself, what I left wasn't that bad. Well, the point that the market or the reason that I built this, or am building this subdivision, is so that people will not have to experience that part. You can experience the African experience for what it is.
Right.
You don't have to experience the nightmare that is part of living in sub-Saharan Africa.
Right. Now
also,
listen.
Lastly, and I'll be brief.
Okay.
Lastly, we cover the land purchase process.
Right.
Now, it's not like in the U.S. where, you open an escrow, you get a real estate agent, they come and you open an escrow, and the seller puts the title in the land in escrow, and eventually your bank puts the money in escrow, and then when escrow closes, a buyer gets grant deed or trust deed, and seller gets money.
Right.
There's nothing like that here.
Right.
When you buy land here in Ghana, you will find that the seller has sold that land 3 or 4 times before you got there, and maybe 2 or 3 times after. If you don't come right away.
True.
And you'll be on your land trying to build, and people will come on your land and demand that you get off.
Right.
And they will demand it with weapons. That you leave the property and you go back to the seller and say, hey, you sold me this property. And the seller says, oh, wow, yeah, I guess I did.
It's true.
Bad.
Speaking truth.
Go try to fight it in court. And you go to court, and the court will actually say to you that you're not from here, that this is their native land, and it's not yours.
Ooh.
And many people get angry and walk away.
Right.
Just walk away, so I've had enough.
Right.
Many people, or at least some, have decided to fight back and try to fight the people who are doing who are trying to steal the land from them. That doesn't go over well either.
No.
Well, knowing that this is the problem, we secured our land with Ghana. They have this thing called a yellow card, and that's what shows that you have purchased the land, and you have to have that before you get the title. We have secured our land with yellow card and title, and anybody that comes to purchase a lot from us, but number one, buys it from us, a lot or a home from us. They buy it from us, so it's from our name to you.
Right.
And you do not make your final payment until you have received the land document in your name. So if anybody ever were to come and say that you're on their land, well, you have the land document in your name. So that ends that right away. This is a major problem here that foreigners endure every day.
Yes.
These issues and battles over land.
Okay, so
because land is a way that they secure money, and the way they got land wasn't that they bought it, but the way land was given to the indigenous people is, if your grandfather farmed on this land, it then became his. And here you come buying it. And so you're buying land that they will tell you their grandfather farmed on. Well, I took care of that. We bought the land and went through those battles and did that.
Good job.
That anyone coming to purchase land in our subdivision not only has all the amenities I mentioned, but also is free of land battles and things of that nature.
Real quick question, Craig.
Sure.
There's a question. Well, first let me do the comment and then the question. The comment is that during the G.E.M tours in August, Craig is bringing live music, which me and my group, we're going to be there helping to perform and open up this whole thing and all of its development. So I'm just letting everybody know that it's going to be a great experience. Now,
and before your
go
question,
ahead.
can I just say thank you to our viewers who are watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And I hope that you're enjoying everything. And if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat, and then we'll ask Craig right now. And then we're going to try to bring, actually, once we go to Ghana, we will interview him again. But go ahead and ask questions if you have any questions for Craig right now. But thank you so much for joining us.
And here's the question I have, Craig. Most of our information is from people saying there's leasehold and freehold.
Right.
And on your properties, the sections that you're selling, for the people who are listening, how is it bought? Because we don't know how you own it, so therefore we don't know how we're buying it.
That's right. That's right. It's only leasehold here. Anybody, even Ghanaians, can only lease property from a family or whatever. It's leasehold. But I have a Ghanaian wife, so my lease is 99 years. And for those who do not, those who are not locals, they want your lease to be 45 years. So when you buy from me, you get your lease being the balance of my 99 years. And I bought the land in 2006, but the leasehold states, will state 2015. So from 2015 to 2020 is 5 years. So any leasehold you got from me would be for 90 to 95 years. And that's how they do it here.
Okay.
You will get an indenture that will state all of that, and the yellow card that goes with the indenture, all of which will be in your name, which will be, that's how it's done here, Jeff.
Right. And so basically, because you'll be selling off properties from your 99-year leasehold, which I guess from the way you described is less than 99 years now, the purchaser, if they're Ghanaian, they would be buying the full extent of your leasehold, but non-citizens, which would be people like my wife and I and other people who are on the call, they would be buying the, 50 years?
No,
no,
the rest of his 90.
Because it's coming from me.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The balance.
Yes,
of
the balance.
My lease. Right.
Which is 90.
Because it is being sold from canorman limited to Jeff and Alondra.
Yes.
If it was sold from, Kwame Fiopome, who was the family of the people that farmed the land, then you could only get a 45-year lease. And if you have a business there, it can get up to, you can get a 50-year lease.
Oh, okay.
So he worked it out with, I kind of got that part, which is rare. Did you have another question you were going to ask?
No, go ahead.
So I wanted to ask, what advice, because this has been so great, and I can't wait for Jeff and I to get to Ghana in December. And I just hope that you have time where you can give another interview. What advice can you give to people like listening, watching this about moving, those that are in a hurry, those that are fed up, like you said, they're fed up with the U.S., and you kind of told the truth about it. What advice can you give to those people that are saying this?
Well, let me tell you this, and this is my advice to them, and I'll give you an advice to those who want to go into business when they get here. But let me start with your first question. If you want to move to Ghana and you're ready, whatever, all the stuff you are packing, cut it in half.
True.
Because 90% of the things that you have
Right.
that you want to bring
Mm-hmm.
are already here.
Right.
And you can buy them much cheaper than the cost of shipping.
That's right.
You don't have to ship your kitchen table and chairs, your dinette set. You don't have to do this.
No.
If you get a container, you got a 20-footer or a 40-footer,
Mm-hmm.
keep in mind that most of the stuff that you have in your house right now, you can get here for less money than the shipping by far.
By far.
Oh, and just so you know, if you're gonna retire or whatever the case may be, retire and be on pension, if you make about $3,500 US dollars a month, you will do well.
Mm-hmm.
Anything between over 5,000 US dollars a month, and you are rich. You will live a life that you only dreamed about.
Right, like a king and queen. It's true.
Yes, you will.
It's
true.
Will
keep that in mind in your decision process.
Mm-hmm.
If my retirement pension or Social Security, whatever it is, adds up to $3,500 per month or greater, and I want to move to West Africa, Ghana in particular, and try a different lifestyle, then you will do well.
Mm-hmm.
You will do well financially.
Yes.
If you want to do business here in Ghana, number one, whatever business you do, you should try to have the U.S. component, meaning that you get paid in dollars.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay, whatever business you do,
Mm-hmm.
if your business is shipping whatever to the U.S., that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you're paid in dollars. If you want to come here and open a business that the local or indigenous people will buy and take advantage of,
Mm-hmm.
if they're paying you in cedi, then it's more of a hobby than a business.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
Got it. Okay.
And the last thing is that the most important thing for you entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial thinkers to know that there are two major deficits to success in Ghana for foreigners, for expats. That is, number one, we don't know the language.
True.
So when you get here, you must know the language.
Mm-hmm.
Or learn, I'm sorry, I said no. You must learn the language if you're going to do business.
That's right.
You must learn it. Now, you can hire a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
a legitimate teacher, to come to your residence.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's in our subdivision.
Hopefully.
Come to your residence and teach you 6 hours a day
Mm-hmm.
the language, be it here. For here, you would need to learn Tree
Yes.
or Ga.
Or God.
Ga, G.A. That's how it's
Mm-hmm.
spelled and pronounced. Ga.
Mhm.
The other Tree, T-W-I.
Yes.
You do that. You must learn the language if you're going to do serious business here.
Absolutely. I'm taking
That's
tree lessons now.
One of my strong recommendations to those who want to do business. But you can hire a teacher
Oh, yes.
for less than $50 a month.
Right. You know what, Craig? Right now they can take it online because I'm taking tree lessons online. And as a matter of fact, my class starts 3 o'clock. So in a little bit. Okay. So you're right.
You're doing the right thing.
Oh,
The
yes.
second thing on that line, along those lines, is You have to know the culture or move with someone who knows the culture.
That's right.
You have to know the culture. You have to know when you are insulting someone.
That's it.
You have to know when you are being insulted by someone.
True.
You must know this.
True.
Usually, like for us, I have staff, so it's not as big an issue for me now. But before that, I recommend to you to have a Ghanaian friend.
Yes.
That goes with you.
We
that
do.
travels with you.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Yes, absolutely. It's the only way, because you are in a place that's foreign, that it's a part of us because we were removed from it. But in order to successfully return, you need to make the effort to learn about the culture. And how you do that is being with local people within the culture. We try to stay local, okay, and learn a lot. But I think taking the Twi lessons is a big part for us to get back to I guess where we want to be, right? But we just thank you for coming on today. It was a rough start because we didn't really tell. Well, I think I told them a little bit that there was the electricity was turned off because of the rainstorm, and so it's still off. Are you there, Craig? Are you just listening to?
Yes, I'm here.
So is it still off?
No, it is. Ironically enough, when you started this and Jeff said, "Hello, Craig."
It came on.
Can you hear me? The light came on. Literally.
So that's kind of power we got, brother. So keep that in mind.
That's Black American. They call it Black American juju going on.
Okay.
Real quick question, Craig, and this is for the curious. When someone buys a property there, whether it's by the beach, actually the prices could vary, I suppose, but give a range on building, like if they're going to build a 2-bedroom house versus a 5-bedroom, 1-story versus a 2-story. You don't have to give all the details, but somewhat of a range of a decent quality house in terms of how much it would cost.
Okay. All right. I can do that without a problem. If you're building from the ground up, now I'm not talking about buying the land. I'm talking about straight construction.
Exactly.
From the ground up of a 2-bedroom place, you're looking at between $25,000 and $35,000 US.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to go with a 3, 4, or 5-bedroom place, it will not go any higher than 70,000, and between 70 and 125 can get you a palatial mansion.
And
literally,
does that have to be cash straight up, or is there a way that people can pay it off, finance?
The way people do that here is this. First off, our company, you can. One of the things we do, this is what we do. We will design and build with you and for you. That is part of what we do. And one of the reasons we offer that service and are successful with it with foreigners is because a lot of the designs and things that you want to see in your house, the atriums and the loft construction and stuff like that, they've never seen or done that here. Now, when I say they've never, meaning that most of the places, of course, there are white companies that have come from DevTraco and other places that have come from Europe,
right, that
are here putting their European designs and handling the European market. Well, the Black Americans, they have, I hope they know that they have us. I don't know if you're able to put some of the home designs up on the for what our Stadium View Estates homes are, but you can see that no, we will carry you through. Now, here's how it goes as far as payment goes for construction. You put a deposit down at start of construction. Okay, well, with us, let me say it this way. There are payment intervals. The first payment interval is start of construction. Second payment interval is what's called lintel level, which is, since you're building out of masonry block here, not timber construction, meaning 2x4s and studs. Lintel level is the first beam level in a house, and it's right above the windows and doors. In the U.S., you call those headers.
Okay.
That's the second payment. Third payment is the second story. If you are doing a two-story construction or two-story design, that would be the fourth payment is when you reach that same level on the second story. The fifth payment is the roof, and the sixth payment is interiors, and the final payment is when you have all of your interior upgrades done. So 6 payments. So whatever that, with you're working with us, so whatever that total construction price is in the realm of what I told you, between 35,000 and basically 80,000, I will say, which can get you up to 4 or 5 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, definitely. Divide that by 6, and that is your payment times.
Oh, okay.
And if you have a piece of land, and you're ready to start, which again, if you buy in our subdivision, you will have a piece of land and you want to get started right away. We will design the home based on your particulars, how you want it to look or whatever. Then we will start it and send pictures every time we reach a payment level.
Okay.
So if we say we're going to do the start with the footings to slab, which is what's in your deposit. When we finish that, that's when the balance of your deposit is due. When we hit the lintel level, we send you pictures of where we are, the whole bit based on your plan and your design. And
wow. That's good to know. That's good to know, because most people say when they're building their home that you need to be right there looking, and that has a lot to do with how it's being built.
Yeah, I had a question now. And I know we've been going pretty good, so we're going to wrap it up soon. But I have three questions actually. One is just kind of comical. What is the whole thing about land guards?
oh my God!
And is that involved in your project?
Is that your first of 3?
Yes.
Okay. Land guards are basically thugs.
Okay.
Okay. They are thugs. They are Ghanaian thugs that come around and try to extort money from you while you're building and doing construction. They come and want you to pay them money and they'll start off by telling you that this is so libations and evil spirits and all of this stuff won't come and hinder your project. So pay me. Land guards also claim to keep others off of your property, meaning if someone were to come to you and say this is their property and they start building, land guards are supposed to protect you against that. Now, at the end of the day, it is a scam. It's a 100% scam, but you cannot get around it unless you're buying from somebody who has already been through it. The land guards don't come with every let's see, how can I say, land. When you buy your land, and let's say you're going to build your primary residence first, and then you decide you're going to build an ancillary residence or whatever. The land guards don't come every time. They just come the first time, and you have to address it. You cannot call the police on them, or you can, but the police are not going to mind you. This is very bad. It's one of the things that Ghana politicians are trying to get out of the system. It's this land guard thing. They come, they ask you for money, and they, for the reasons I've just said, and they claim they're going to protect you against this and that, when actually they may even be the ones sending
the problem. Oh, wow.
We have had our issues with land guards and had to get them totally out of the system on our land. By the way, we have, we're selling we have 43 lots. It's actually 57 when you count the commercial. So we have had to deal with the land guards in a big way.
Right.
And we've dealt with them, and now they're out of the system. So, because any foreigner buying land in Ghana, if you're not buying land where this has already been dealt with, you are going to encounter it, and you're not going to understand it. It's going to make you say, "Wow, where are the Bloods and Crips when I need them?"
No.
It's very true. I'm being very straight up with you.
Yes.
Because they are just thugs. They're young boys that are thugs between the ages of 18 and 25.
Right. Oh, okay. And so,
by the way, if you pay them once, they'll come back.
Oh, no.
Right. And I've seen some.
Twice, they'll come back.
I've seen interviews with people who paid them, and it's never clear on when they've been paid enough. Or I've seen one person say they somehow got rid of them. I don't know if they paid them off or what. So is there an amount that they expect, or they just figured you're just a money tree and they just go until you run? I don't know. How do they work?
Well, okay, number one, they will always see you when you speak with that bold American accent. They will always see you as a money tree. Let's get that straight now.
True. You gotta come with an accent.
But the way you get them out the system is you can pay them a minimal amount and they will come back. Like I said, they'll come back. When they come back, you have to go to the chief and the elders and sit at the chief's palace with the elders present, and then pay the chief.
Will some Hennessy help?
You do that, and they will call the land guards off.
Craig, will some Hennessy help?
With what?
Hennessy for the chief.
The chief? Okay, now did you say the Henny?
No, Hennessy.
The drink.
Oh. With the chief, well, okay, the drink of chiefs is schnapps and gin.
Really?
So, in this case, Grey Goose is going to be your friend.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
You bring in the real stuff, from the States. If you bring in, what is it? Hennessy, Cavassier, if you bring in that, then that will not hurt you, believe me. But when you're bringing a drink to the chief, it should be schnapps or gin.
Oh, okay. So you know what?
Yes.
I've learned something new today because they always say it's Hennessy.
Right. No. What I'm telling you is the tradition.
Right.
The traditional, even if you're, like I said, when you're bringing a drink to the chief's palace, it should be schnapps or gin.
Okay.
If you're really trying to show who you are, you add to it.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you're really trying to make a good impression, a good point, you can add to it. But all of their ceremonies are done with schnapps and gin. When they pour libation, they're pouring schnapps or they're pouring gin, Tanqueray or something like that.
Got you. So the other question is on the development of the land. When it's you can probably answer these two questions at once. One is, can you build the land, like build a complete, say, 2-bedroom with the intention of adding like another floor or whatever, have a livable space, but you plan to add? And when the payments are the payments on a schedule, like a monthly schedule, or is it on a finished project schedule?
Okay. First off, the answer to your question right off the top is absolutely. Okay, you can build on your land. You can build pretty much whatever you want. There is no zoning or zone regulations, building restrictions. They're not. Matter of fact, for our project, we had to create a document that is signed by all the buyers, by buyer, with restrictions to building, with building restrictions, because there is no zoning here. Now, when you were talking about payment, obviously, Jeff, anyone that works that's using our company, we come up with the payment schedule that you can work with and that we can build to. That's definite. The next thing on that is that most people get cheated when they, as Landra was saying, that they told you got to stand there, be there, and watch them mix that cement.
Right.
And watch them put the 14 iron rod in the beams, or what you guys call rebar, in the concrete beams. You need to be there. Because anywhere a corner can be cut, it will be. Again, that is one of the things we market the most with our company. People who want to do room additions or add a second story or whatnot, we need to know it at the beginning so that the footings are dug deep enough and the rebar is thick enough to handle the second story at a later date. Nice. Most of the ground here is clay. So whatever your standard footing depth in the U.S., you got to add about 2-3 feet to that.
Okay.
So standard footing in the U.S. is about 18 inches to 2 feet. Higher, higher number of stories will go 3 feet, 4 feet. But doing a single story here, you're going to go 3 to 4 feet deep.
Okay, and if you plan on doing multi-level, you should have that plan already, even if you start off living in a single story.
That is correct.
Okay.
Your idea to go from single story to 2-story is irrelevant until you get to the slab, the foundation.
Okay.
Meaning the foundation has to be built to withstand a 2-story or 3-story structure, no matter what. If you build a 1-story structure right now and you you want to build later, you still got to dig to a 2 or 3 story structure, because if not, then you have to undermine the footing. And here, they don't have a lot of the heavy equipment to do it correctly.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. That's just how you build anyway. That's not any knock against Ghana. That is just how you would do it anywhere.
Oh, okay. And as far as the roads, I remember when we were there, you had to like excavate your own road. What does that cost when someone builds and they have to build a road out to the main fair?
Yeah. Man, you're really asking some very good questions.
We want to know.
Really. The answers are technical. That's okay, because I like those. I like that. Here's the thing, Jeff. As far as roads go, you definitely have to do your driveway. All right. Our project, obviously, we put in our own roads so that they are there when you get there. You don't have to worry about that. Just put your driveway to your garage. All right. But if you are buying somewhere else in the country and you buy a plot of land or 2 plots or whatever, and you have to excavate a road, all right, that is going to be challenging but possible. At the end of the day, you will have a road by far, but the road will not be graded so that water will flow down that road.
Oh, right.
It will puddle in the road.
Right.
And you say, well, why? Well, the reason is because they don't do grading here. They have graders, the machine, the actual heavy equipment, a grader. They have it. They have plenty. But it is very uncommon to find an operator that knows how to maintain a 1 to 2% slope from the beginning of the road to the end of the road. And then a 2% slope from the middle of the road to each of the curbs or gutters, so that the water will run off to the curves and then drain down to wherever you want, to where to the necessary drainage facility. So you have to have somebody that knows that. There are very few that do, and very few of the roads are built that way here anyway, simply because the cost of that type of work, the cost of that type of work, that intricate level of work, is a cost that people here don't want to pay. As long as there's a road there, they're fine.
So listen.
As long as there's a road there, who cares whether the water runs off or whatever?
2%.
You're in Africa, it doesn't rain that much anyway. So
Wow.
it's raining.
Wow.
You don't have to worry about it.
But listen.
Because other than the rainy season here, and I'm sure both you and Alondra can attest to, other than the rainy season, you're living in like a microwave oven. It's hot.
Right.
It's Africa hot.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Craig.
That's the prevailing thought. But to do it correctly, yes. And the follow-up point on that is that the concept of building a road and have it drain properly so that the water runs away from the structures and runs down the street, for us on our site means that it drains to a catch basin. So we can catch that water, capture that water.
Right.
And then that's what we use to water the grounds and whatnot in the project.
Right. I wanted to ask you a question,
here
Craig.
go without water. Water is a real problem during the dry season here.
Oh. Listen, I wanted to ask.
The dry season is about 10 out of 12 months.
Okay, I wanted to ask a question.
Now, starts in November. Dry season is about November to May.
Right. Craig, I wanted to ask a question about, you had mentioned that they didn't want to spend the cost of creating the road. And I'm just wondering, well, where is the biggest cost? Is it labor or is it materials or?
The biggest as far as building a road, the biggest cost is the heavy equipment and the material.
Okay.
Okay, you can build a road here out of what's called lactrite. Lactrite is a fine grade of gravel.
Okay.
And that is affordable as far as building a road here. But to put coal tar and oil, AC, asphaltic concrete, AC, that whole, which is what you are used to,
right,
which is what your road is when you walk out of your house right now.
Right.
That is expensive here.
Right. Okay, I was just curious. Yeah, I was just curious.
So the labor is not the deal killer, but it is labor intensive, but the cost of the labor does not meet the cost of the material.
Okay.
So where are the materials coming from? That just made me think of something else. Where do you get the material? Is it coming from the U.S. or UK or China or?
Well, far too much stuff is coming from China. Let's get that straight.
True.
But it has nothing. It is not a part of the road issue.
Right.
Okay, or the construction issue. But when you're going to buy your stove and oven and dishwasher and refrigerator, and you're going to put that nice tile up, or tile countertop, or marble, this, that, and the other, or your air conditioning unit, or your ceiling fan, or your lighting, that's all going to be coming from China.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Yes.
But as far as the building materials required for roads and whatnot, they have their own rock quarries here.
Okay, that's
so
good.
They go to the quarry and get what is required. As far as what's called coal tar or bitumen, which is or asphaltic concrete, AC, they have those dealers here.
Oh, okay.
That's how that goes.
Okay. So, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, Craig, I pray that we can finally get to Ghana in December so that you can come and, visit and then explore business-wise. Of course, we'll be talking more off of this live segment. But yeah, I can't wait to get to Ghana and to hopefully we can do a proper interview. Hopefully we won't have the situation of the electricity being off because we know that that's something, that's commonplace. But I really just look forward to connecting with you and Fortune. And congratulations again on not only your accomplishments, but just as an entrepreneur, a business person, you're a pioneer. You have paved the way, and you've made it really easy for African Americans who want to travel to Ghana to explore business opportunities, to buy properties. You've done the uphill lifting, the heavy lifting. So any way that Jeff and I can promote, we're definitely on board also for this upcoming G.E.M tour. And yes, since you're going to be in Bogatanga, Yes, we will be visiting family, our family, because that's our village that we feel a part of. We've supported for many years the schools up there. That's, as a matter of fact, we have a nonprofit that supports those schools in Nayarita. So, once we're on that tour, yes, we will slip away for a little bit to to commune with our family there in the village. But before we go, did you have any last thoughts, Jeff? Did you?
No.
Well, you guys have asked some very pertinent and relevant questions. I hope I was able to answer them
Yes.
in a way that people can understand and make the best of their experience or their decisions to come. So let me thank you for having me online here. Yes, January we will start promoting the gym tour with the itinerary and the pricing and all of this good stuff. Any help you can do in that along that line, that is fine.
Oh, yes.
I think you have my phone number or my email address.
Yes.
Don't hesitate to put that out. Anybody that wants to email us, it is CA Norman Limited. That is the company in Ghana.
Yes.
And CA Norman Group, that's the company in the U.S.
Okay.
Are both at yahoo.com.
Okay, absolutely.
So, feel free to contact me. We are have started our vacant land sale already. We have 8 lots left, 8 of 12 left to sell. So anybody interested in finding out more information, you can check out our website or whatever, what is it, electronic media you may have. Jeff, I'm glad to hear that you and the crew are coming. You said you were going to come so that we can celebrate our gym, to kick off our gym tour in Ghana in a very big and positive way. I appreciate it. Hopefully that the logistics won't get in the way of that. But I want to let you know there will be drumming and dancing there.
All good. We'll join in.
You guys are going to have to come correct.
All right. We shall. That's right
it.
up our alley. Drumming and dancing. All right.
We'll be there. The drummer, what do they call them? The native drummer and dancer.
Oh, yeah.
Will be there.
All right. All right. That sounds good. Okay. Well, I don't see any questions from our viewers. And so once again, we thank you, Craig, for just taking time to share about what you do and also giving your perspective on, say, not only repatriation, visiting. I just look forward to having another interview with you. And so I thank everyone for joining us. Hopefully, we're going to try to do another live before the week is out to kind of share what we're doing here in the DC area right now, to kind of give you some tips on traveling, because I'm going to tell you why we travel to DC and so forth. So God bless you. Thank you for joining. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, be blessed. Tell them bye-bye. Thank y'all.